Hi guys, my name is Kayla and today on my channel I will be reviewing the live action Mulan. Attention, this video will contain spoilers for the live action Mulan. First things first, my overall impression of this film was that I loved it. I know this may be an unpopular opinion, but I thought it was an original story that took risks and really became its own classic. There is much to say about this film and I am here to answer a lot of questions about it. I really like this film. Much of you won't know that I love Mulan. Mulan is one of my favorite animation movies of all time, so I was really excited to see the live action version of it. I have waited a long time and I didn't want them to repeat the travesty that was the Beauty and the Beast live action film, so I was glad it was much better than that. At least we can say that, even if a lot of you didn't like it. First impressions, I enjoyed it. I thought they made a cohesive story. I love the use of the chi that they brought into the film. They made a much more classic Chinese film, I feel, and you guys might attack me, feel free, but the original Mulan isn't as authentic. And I by no means say that this one is authentic. I don't know anything about Chinese culture, but I know that this is a little bit closer to their film style. I have watched a lot of Chinese films and I know that's not anything to do with their real culture, but I feel it was more in tone with a classic Chinese story. There's always a witch is really important, so I thought bringing a dark witch in was a great idea. A lot of people didn't enjoy the fact that there weren't any songs, and of course Mushu was missing, but I thought that was a good choice. I am no stranger to beautiful music and I love the musical numbers in Disney films, but I thought this was the right choice in their part because it's much more integral to Chinese style. I usually don't see musical numbers in Chinese films, so I thought this was more original. I liked the story. I liked that she had a connection to the chi and this made her more special, and she's not just a normal girl like in the original Mulan. She already has something special, and the fact that she is a woman keeps her from coming into her own, and I thought this was a great way to or a great take on the Mulan legend. So you can do anything with the legend, that's why I'm not bothered by the difference in this film, because after all it's a legend. You can do anything with it. It's not facts in my opinion, so you can change it, you can make it your own, and I'm glad they didn't just copy the Mulan animation, because I would have hated it. That's just the truth. I know a lot of you said they strayed too much from the original, but I think they perfectly made a new original that will be a classic for a long time, and at least after a while a lot more people will like it, I think. I also enjoyed the witch in this film. I felt they developed her character a lot and I think that was a good move. They didn't just leave her the bad. They developed her and showed us that Mulan could have ended up like her if she felt thrown out of society, if she continued using the chi and not hiding it like her father told her. And I think that was a good thing to show how the protagonist could end up like the antagonist. Even though she wasn't the main antagonist, she was a big part, and let's face it, a bigger threat. I can't remember the main antagonist's name right now. I'll edit it in later. So this guy, he was not a big threat in my opinion. He didn't do anything. Yes, he showed us he can catch an arrow. Okay, wow, I'm sure Mulan can do that. And the witch certainly can do that, but first, she doesn't even get struck by one ever, because she's too quick. And I thought this was maybe a strange move to make her more powerful than the main bad guy, but I also see why this was smart, because it shows us even though she is more powerful, she is not above him because they see her as a woman. And a woman could never lead in that time, even if she had the most power. He wouldn't have let her. Everyone would have attacked her. So I understand that. And I thought that was a good point to make, that even this woman who breaks every rule won't cross the gender rules. And I thought that was a nice touch. And of course she sacrificed herself for Mulan, and I thought that was the cutest thing, and sad obviously, that she did this, and I thought that was a good end to her arc. I'm glad they didn't stretch her arc too far. If they would have focused too much on that, we would have not focused on Mulan as much, and this was the last step Mulan needed to see that I am powerful, and even small things can change people's minds. And I think that's a good message for kids and grown-ups. And that's why I think this is a good movie. Now that I have built it up so much, now I'm gonna get to the stuff that I didn't like. I see why they replaced Mushu with the Phoenix, because I can imagine the struggles of animating a tiny dragon into a live action movie, so I see that totally. I just wished they made it a more integral part, and it had a relationship with Mulan, I mean. And I don't want to repeat myself, but I have read the book, and in the book he is more connected with her. He grows with her. In the beginning it's like an ugly duckling moment, and the Phoenix is ugly and tiny, and she, with mercy, lets him travel with her. And then he grows with her, and in the end he is a full-formed Phoenix and she is a fully formed warrior. And I thought that was a nice touch. And when I saw the movie I was a little bit like why'd you cut that out, guys? But I understand the time restrictions and you have to cut something, but the Phoenix moment in the movies was also good. I understand. That's one of the nitpicks though. I really thought they would focus on the Phoenix more. The Phoenix was more of a side thing and not really important like Mushu was in the original. And of course, oh, and one thing I wanted to say that's not a negative, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, I'm just excited. I love the new love interest, and it's not really a love interest, it was more like a friend, and I thought that is much more modern and much more touching to see that even across, even though he thought she was a man, you could see a real connection forming there, and when he realized she was a woman, it grew from friendship to, I think, love. And even though we never see them kiss or anything like that, I really think they made a lifelong friendship, and if not, love each other, even if it's just in a platonic way. And I think that's a nice ending to a movie, and not just because I enjoyed, obviously, the love interest in the original Mulan, but I did think it was a little bit drawing away from Mulan's power, and in this one there was nothing to draw away. And the only people she wanted to protect was China and all of her friends and family, and I think that's much more powerful than fighting to save someone you love. And even though some of you might add me on that, it's okay, comment below and please subscribe and like. I thought that would be a good time to put it in this video. And tell me what you think about this movie. I thought it was overwhelmingly good, and I really enjoyed it, and I'll definitely watch it a bunch more times. So please comment what you thought about this movie, and I'll chat with you guys. See you next time.